Hey there, welcome back. As we move into December, this month brings a set of important changes for anyone depending on Social Security, and a few of these updates may catch you off guard. There's one change in particular that could mean extra money for some people, while others might barely notice anything at all. So definitely stay with me when we get to that part, because the difference is bigger than most people realize. And with prices still high and Medicare costs rising once again, every dollar matters more than it ever has. So if you receive Social Security benefits, whether it's retirement, SSDI, survivors, spousal, or SSI, December is one of those months where the calendar shifts, benefit timing adjusts, and the system itself goes through some of the biggest upgrades we've seen in years. Even though this is supposed to be a peaceful time of year, the truth is that many people are still watching their budgets closely, which makes staying informed genuinely important. Before we dive deeper, I'd really like to hear from you in the comments. What matters more to you right now, receiving your payment on time or knowing that the Social Security system is secure for the future? Even a short response helps, because a lot of people share the same concerns, and your comment might help someone else feel less alone. Now, let's get into the information everyone needs this month: the December 2025 Social Security payment schedule. The dates this month are a little different from November, and something unusual is happening right at the end of the month. I'll explain that in just a moment. If you receive SSI, your December payment arrives at the beginning of the month on Monday, December 1st. That's the standard first of the month schedule. But here's where things get interesting. Because January 1st is a federal holiday, SSI recipients will get their January 2026 payment one day early, on Wednesday, December 31st. This always confuses people because two payments in 1 month can feel like a bonus or like something might be wrong. But this isn't an extra payment, and it isn't a mistake. This is exactly how the SSA handles holiday conflicts. There's no duplication, nothing to report, and no reason to worry. It's simply the way the schedule works. If you receive both Social Security and SSI, or if you began receiving Social Security before May 1997, your payment this month comes on Wednesday, December 3rd. For everyone else, your payment date depends on your birthday. If your birthday falls between the 1st and 10th, your payment arrives Wednesday, December 10th. If your birthday is between the 11th and 20th, you'll be paid on Wednesday, December 17th. And if your birthday falls between the 21st and 31st, your payment comes on Wednesday, December 24th. Yes, on Christmas Eve, which will be helpful for many families this year. So the full December schedule is December 1st, December 3rd, December 10th, December 17th, December 24th, and finally December 31st for the early SSI January payment. If your benefits usually deposit around midnight Eastern Time, that shouldn't change, although the timing may vary slightly depending on your bank. Direct Express users should also expect their funds to load the same day. And December is also the month when a major shift begins for some people. SSI recipients will see the new 2026 cost of living adjustment applied in that end of December payment. Everyone else will see their COLA increase reflected in January. So yes, this is the month when many of you will notice changes in your benefit amount. Speaking of that, let's talk about COLA for a moment, because this is where things get more complicated than most people expect. The 2026 COLA has officially been set at 2.8%. For the average Social Security retiree, that means roughly $56 more each month. On paper, that sounds like a nice bump and slightly higher than last year's increase. But here's the part I mentioned earlier, the part that surprises people. Medicare Part B premiums are going up again, and unfortunately they're rising faster than the COLA for many beneficiaries. Premiums will be $22.90 in 2026, nearly a $10 jump from the previous year, and one of the largest increases we've seen. Retirees receiving smaller checks may see the entire COLA increase wiped out. For example, someone getting $600 a month would receive a COLA increase of about $16.80, but the premium increase completely cancels that out. So even though benefits are technically increasing, some people won't actually feel the difference. The only thing preventing this from hitting even harder is the hold harmless rule, which stops many people from having their Social Security check reduced by rising Medicare premiums. But this protection doesn't apply to new retirees or higher income beneficiaries, so not everyone is shielded. This is one of those years where the COLA looks solid on paper, but doesn't translate the same way in real life, which is why more people are paying close attention to how the Social Security system is being managed. And speaking of management, December also marks the close of a pretty intense year inside the Social Security Administration. And honestly, if you've ever felt like the system was outdated or slow, you may find the next part interesting, because the agency has rolled out several major improvements. SSA Commissioner Frank Bisignano released his year-end report, highlighting meaningful upgrades in technology, service quality, and processing times. Earlier this year, the online portal was unavailable for nearly 29 hours each week. Now it's up 24/7, with far fewer outages. That's a massive improvement. Millions depend on that portal for direct deposit updates, benefit verification letters, and appeals. Consistent access has made things smoother, and call wait times dropped from an average of 28 minutes to 15 minutes. About 90% of calls are now handled through self-service tools or callbacks. In-office wait times have also improved, with the average scheduled visitor waiting around 6 minutes. Despite the challenges this year, the system is running more smoothly than before. Another major moment was the full reversal of the controversial disability rule the SSA had been considering earlier this year. You probably remember hearing about it, the rule that would have made qualifying more difficult for older workers. Let me pause for a moment to share something important. We've partnered with Chapter, a service we're confident recommending for clear, honest Medicare guidance. They'll connect you with a licensed advisor, compare every Medicare plan in your area, and help you save money. Most people save around $1,100 a year. It's free, and their care advocate team continues to support you after enrollment. You can call 615-639-1937 or visit askchapter.org/money using the link in the comments below. Now, let's continue. By giving less weight to age, advocacy groups feared that hundreds of thousands of people over 50 might lose access to benefits they genuinely need. Some analysts estimated that up to 750,000 people could be affected over the next decade. But Commissioner Bisignano confirmed the rule is not moving forward. Disability advocates called it a major win for fairness, and honestly, it likely prevented a lot of unnecessary panic. The rumors alone had already created fear within the disability community. Many older workers were worried they'd be pushed into early retirement, which permanently reduces monthly benefits. The reversal was one of the biggest relief moments of the year, and it's encouraging news heading into December. Looking ahead, there's also a new tax rule taking effect this year that many people still aren't aware of, and it could impact your taxes when you file in 2026. Congress approved a new $6,000 senior tax deduction for people over 65. It's designed to reduce how much of your Social Security becomes taxable, but it isn't automatic for higher income seniors. It begins phasing out at $75,000 for individuals and $150,000 for couples, and it disappears entirely at higher income levels. For middle-income seniors, though, this deduction could provide real savings, with some people saving more than $1,000 a year. It depends on your situation, and some financial planners say this is a good year to look at withholding or consider adjusting certain income sources to reduce your tax bill. Not everyone enjoys tax planning, but paying attention now can make a noticeable difference. Even with all these improvements, December is a reminder that long-term Social Security funding is still a major concern. New projections show the Retirement and Survivor Trust Fund could be depleted by late 2032. If Congress does nothing, benefits could be cut by roughly 20%. That doesn't mean benefits vanish, but it does mean the system needs changes to remain stable. Some lawmakers want to raise the income cap on Social Security taxes. Others support increasing the retirement age. Others suggest adjusting payroll tax rates. There's no agreement yet on a final plan. What I will say is this: December is a good time to check in on your own financial plans to make sure you feel steady going into the new year. With COLA changes taking effect, Medicare costs rising, and new tax rules coming, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But spending a few minutes now can really help you feel more prepared. So yes, December is full of moving parts, but your payments are still arriving on schedule. The agency has made real improvements. Proposed cuts have been stopped, and next year's COLA is officially set. And now I'd love to know, how are you feeling about the future of Social Security as we move into a new year? Do you feel more confident after hearing these updates, or are you still unsure about where things are headed? Share your thoughts in the comments, because your voice helps build this community and lets others know they're not alone. And if this update helped you stay informed, hit that like button so more people can find it. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss next month's update. There are a lot of important changes coming early next year, and I'll be right here to help you make sense of them. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon.